Well, here we go with day 3 with Preacher. I feel like things are just moving along really nice. What we're going to start out with here is just trying to get him to learn to kind of face up better, be caught a little easier. The first day we roped him, the second day we didn't, and we're just trying to get to a place where we can just walk out and catch this horse. We could just spend our first sessions only working on this, which is totally fine. Oftentimes we will do that, but I've chosen, I've got about a week or two to kind of work with him. So I'd like to get him where I can send him around and back him and do a whole bunch of different stuff with him so that we can, if anybody else needs to walk in there and catch him and work him for some reason, he'll be available. So here we are, just kind of slipping the halter on him for the first time today. Had to kind of get the rope over his neck first, and then you can see here, though, he's trying to face up better and be better about being still and help me just a hair here. So things are coming along, and, each day isn't about making things perfect. I've got, say, 6, 8, 10 things I'm working on, and I just want each one of those to increase slightly each day. So he doesn't have to be perfect to be caught, but I do want him better each and every day, which you can see here he's getting that way. And now we're working on some sending here. Notice how soft and light he's getting here. A lot of times people are like, how do you get your horses so soft? And honestly, one of the biggest tricks, and this is so important if you're watching this series, I just don't let them get heavy. That's the biggest thing. I've had people in the past, they're like, oh, well, my horse is young. That's why he's pushy and rude and disrespectful and on top of me and stuff. And it's like, well, no, your horse was born wild. You might have turned him not wild in the first hour and overdid the imprinting or overdid the handling in the first couple months, but he was born wild. It's up to you if you're going to keep some of that sensitivity or not. So here we're just working on some more transitions today, trying to keep him soft and light, and I want to be able to balance him out both directions. I don't want him just good at sending one way or just good at the other. And here we're working on a little softness in through the hindquarters, just real basic things. What I'm doing here really in this whole series is just trying to raise the horse I want to ride. And what do I want to ride? I want to ride a horse that's soft laterally, a horse that backs up nice, a horse that's willing and giving and just respectful in a lot of ways, and one that thinks and wants to kind of figure things out. So I'm not just like halter breaking this horse. I'm working on little things that, hey, I might want to have when I ride. Little things like this, like working through a little backup here and letting him kind of figure it out with his face and his feet. Just real simple things here. So now we're just kind of going back and forth through some exercises, going from the backing to the sending to the petting, just kind of rolling through. Again, the rhythm is the key here. What type of rhythm are we building? Are we building some cadence and stuff? And now here we're going to add some speed. Turn up the life in the horse. A lot of times when folks are on their older horses, they turn up the life and they don't perform well. And the reason they're not performing well is because they don't practice turning up the life in that horse. So here we're not going to be lunging this horse a lot, but it is important that he does know how to lunge. So he needs to be able to turn up his life and find a walk, trot, lope, and things like that. So now we're going to quiet things back down. So we swung the pendulum up. Now we're bringing it back down, working on just a few transitions here, teaching him how to come off of that pressure, that rope a little bit, and find some softness. Again, these are all situations and scenarios that we're setting up for his future life. Like, I'd like to get this horse in and brush him down and bathe him up and all sorts of things here, maybe put him in the stall for a little bit and all the things, but I want to make sure I have all this working first. I want to keep him in an environment where he can learn and be productive. So now we're working on some lateral flexions, sneaking in a little bit of ear touching. Again, he's basically untouched. I had a couple sessions with him here as a weanling. So all this stuff is new. Touching the ear, touching the face, touching the muzzle, lateral flexions, all this stuff is really new for him. Has he seen a little bit of it? Sure, but this is just the very, very beginning of these things. But I'm setting him up so he can be successful. So this has been a good little session. I think we're going to end it right here.